Yeah, the first half of that matchup there was definitely Rocketpuff girls working on their issues and working on their problems in terms of their team comp. Now it's going to have to be the same thing, but they have to go all the way this time. They cannot allow to falter if they want to take at least a 3-1 to Teamus Weamus' favour. They want that 4-0 though. That would do them absolute wonders here. But we'll see how it does go. 5 minutes on the clock. Early kickoff goes towards the famer of Teamus Weamus. Woody's going to try to disrupt. Mojo's going to get it back around. And there's Alex going to get it straight out of his control over towards the Rocketpuff corner. Mr. Craftman getting it off towards the sidewall. Alex goes for a shot. Wrong way, Woody. Well, trying to bicycle here, back in, but it's off the backboard one more time. No one could try see if they can find anything. Jamal tries to defend in this absolute cluster as Woody just about gets the shot in. It goes in with 1-0, and Teamus Weamus start things off as they do, a 1-0.
Taking advantage of a crowded box, you see Woody coming in for the play, sees the opportunity off of the two defensemen trying to get out of position. It's a tough one to have to battle through. You do see a lot going on. There's a lot of action. Where do I put my camera? How do I focus on this play? And when you're sitting at the top of the box like that, you have the best vantage point to take on a lot of different angles.
1-0. Teamus Weamus take the early advantage, and they will take the early defensive as well as Jamal's there to try and challenge off to the work his teammate has done. But a three-man commit from Teamus Weamus, that could have gotten very, very risky on the defensive. It still works out for them, but now Rocketpuff girls are going to try and take advantage of that lack of form, sending two players over towards the aggression. Jamal blocks it off. Alex is going to be able to start working his way to pass it on to Woody, but it doesn't matter as he'll get it in with an open goal. Once again, the overcommitment from Rocketpuff girls costs them, and in this case, only one player in defensive, that being Mojo, couldn't find the shot, and as a result, there was nothing that Jamal could have done, and 2-0 Teamus Weamus on a roll with 4 minutes and 3 left on the clock.
Watching Woody come in for that play, he was in full reverse actually for the initial attack, and it seemed like he was going to go for a half flip and try to rotate around into the corner, but when he sees the ball coming into position, oh no, we'll talk about it in a second. Alex with a great play here. What happened here on defense? You see Woody and Jamal get a little bit locked up here, and then Alex has an open goal. Mojo gets back, sees the play, but it's too late at this point. I'm not sure if they expected to clear off of that play with Woody, but the ball did certainly not go in the direction that Rocketpuff Girls was expecting.
Definitely, that was not how they wanted that to happen. It just seemed like once again the overcommitment kind of hurt them, and Mojo was just not in the right position at the right time to make that defensive work. And now Teamus Weamus will take 3-0 once again, and it looks like they might try for a fourth here. It's going to be Alex setting himself up. It goes off the backboard, but not able to be found this time as Rocketpuff Girls will get the defensive in. Wrong way, Woody disrupts it. They try and coming through, and Mojo disrupts it once again, sends it back over towards their side of the corner. And now Alex and Ali is here to try and take control, and they will do so, but not as much as they probably wanted. They may actually just open up a good opportunity for Rocketpuff Girls. They don't take advantage. It is centered up, and actually there's Mr. Crappin with a very nice shot. Ali is able to get it out of the way. So they will hold on to their undefeated score so far in this matchup. With 3 minutes to go, Rocketpuff Girls have a lot to do.
Good passing play coming in from Teamus Weamus. They've got the good coordination, and this one's going to be another opportunity blocked away. They'll be forcing a play now here for Jamal to Mojo. Holding onto the line. This is a good center. Will it be enough here in the center of the box? No, they get their shoelaces tied together. I don't know what they're holding on to, but Woody comes in for the counter, and it will be 4-0 scoreline with 15 seconds left to the half.
That was not how they wanted that to happen. The overcommitment to the shot, and both players trying to take that shot in the end. It cost them big time because at the end of the day, well, that just put it completely off its course, and well, that enabled Teamus Weamus to get their fourth, as there is no defensive once again from the Rocketpuff side. They're going to go for an early shot here, and this might be right at the gate. Score for them. Isn't able to find all of it. Mojo not able to get his positioning right, and now Alex will try and take control as he heads it over towards the Rocketpuff goal. Isn't able to find all of it, and Mr. Craftman gets it out of contention, but it's back in instantly. Wrong way, Woody with an instant shot into the goal. 5-0. Teamus Weamus are on an absolute roll here. 2 minutes and 30, halfway point of the matchup, and Rocketpuff Girls have a mountain to climb here.
It's been a bit difficult to once again to stop the Wood. Woody's just been all over the place, consistently placing the ball in the right position, and it doesn't seem like the defense is able to shut him down. Honestly, shadowing him might be the best way to hold on to this at this point, or at least finding a way to consistently challenge him when he goes in for the plays. It seems like he's been on target over and over again, and that doesn't put Alex or Aliu's out of commission at all in any way, but you got to take into consideration that Woody has been the center of the plays this entire match.
Off the backboard, no one to follow it up. Mr. Craftman will get it back out the way towards the Teamus Weamus corner. And Rocketpuff Girls are not putting half as much aggression into this one as they could. And now it will be Jamal getting it off a backboard of his own. Ali is there to challenge, disrupts its path. Woody wrong way, able to get it out of the way as well. Alex goes for a shot, but he can't find it. Instead, Mr. Craftman goes for a counter of his own and puts it in the back of the net. So finally, Rocketpuff Girls will get a first, but it's a 1-on-5. And that is not a very good scoreline that you want to be having here. And, generally bad defensive from Teamus Weamus will cost them in that one, but I don't think they're going to be swaying it. They still got a 4-point advantage, and there's 1 minute and 50 left on the clock. There's still a lot of work for Rocketpuff Girls to do here.
Interesting play here, crashing into the box, worked for them finally. I gotta say, wrong way Woody going in for the back pass, handing it over off the backboard, sets him up for a very dangerous position in front of the goal. I don't think that's what he expected, but at the same time, I'm not sure his teammates expected it either, because it was just such an easy setup for the Rocketpuff Girls to execute on.
Yeah, and now Rocketpuff Girls will try to take control over towards the corner. Ain't going to find it. Jamal goes for an early shot, but it's too far off to the left. It doesn't matter because it's a pass and Mojo can take advantage. And 2-5 now. Rocketpuff Girls making some good ground. And while for the time, all things considered, they have got a decent chance here, but it's a very slim chance regardless. 5-2. Teamus Weamus still in the driver's seat for this one. 1 minute and 23 to go, and Rocketpuff Girls making some ground back. They need to make up a little bit more here.
Definitely a good play they're setting up. You saw a great passing opportunity and just a simple waiting game for Mojo to be able to turn a nice redirect to finish off. If you get into that position where you're able to cherry pick in this kind of game, you're going to take every single one you can get. And that's a good setup here, setting them up with 1 minute left, 5-2. There is a chance. It's fairly slim though, but mathematically they do have the possibility of being able to get one, but they need to put something in a little bit quickly to even the scoreline. If you have a 2-point scoreline in terms of with about a minute left, there's a shot to make that happen. You'd have to be highly, highly offensive. You can't give up any plays like this. You certainly can't let the momentum build here in your box as it is doing right now. And it's a difficult opportunity for them to have to play into, but the Rocketpuff Girls have one more chance here in Game 4 to turn this around.
Well, a little over 30 seconds to go. They've got 3 goals to score, and they can't seem to get enough control to score that 3rd goal here. Alex gets it off the backboard. It will be Alias to chime on through, and now they'll try to set something up against the backboard again. Goes for a shot. Mojo with the defensive. 25 seconds now. Rocketpuff Girls feeding it around towards the corner, but they're running out of time here, and they've still got 3 goals to find. It's looking more and more unlikely by the second here, and I think Teamus Weamus may have just taken this one here, as it will be a couple of aerial shots coming out from the Rocketpuff Girls. Mr. Craftman going to try to take control and will get a shot in for 3-5, but 6 seconds on the clock. They have to get this one right out of the gate, otherwise they've got no chance here. 5-3. Teamus Weamus are still in the lead ever since the beginning.
Yeah, it was a great way to take it off the line here. Picks in for the long shot. Not sure the defense was expecting that, but at this point with only 6 seconds remaining, it's going to be a game here in favor of Teamus Weamus, taking it 5-3, and I'm not sure if there'll be a last one, but it doesn't look like it's very likely unless Mr. Craftman gets a play on this one. Alius will shut that down, and it's going to be a 4-0 for the series. A very strong showing here from Teamus Weamus. I think they did everything right in terms of their passing play. In terms of offensive execution, they had a very, very consistent play. At certain points, they would hand it off to different players to kind of play more of the striker. You know, I'll be in position at the top of the box. I'll be waiting for the angles. They did a great job making sure that that happened, and every player took shots on goal, consistently on target, forcing Rocketpuff Girls back on defense a lot. Rocketpuff Girls, just in general, this game, some things that they did right, they were able to set up plays later on. They had a couple good long shots. They were on target. The pace of play kind of left them a little bit behind the ball in a couple instances to where they probably could have had advantage, but they just weren't playing with the level of control that Teamus Weamus was in this match. So overall, I still think this was a very close game. I wouldn't say the numbers necessarily describe exactly how close or off this game was, but at the same time, Teamus Weamus still holding the majority of control and possession, better dribble play, and having the strong aerial offensive set them up for a lot more opportunities where Rocketpuff Girls just didn't have as many plays to take advantage of.
Well, definitely some points of improvement for Rocketpuff Girls as Teamus Weamus take the clean sweep 4-0, and they will take their position above them in the league table for Division 3. So that's going to be our Division 3 coverage over for the time being. We're going to go ahead and move back over towards Division 1, where Team Solid will take on Leaf eSports here in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. Be back in just a moment for your Table 1 action.